Take it away. Tuesday evening. It is Tuesday the 24th, also National Cocktail Day. And happy birthday to Peyton Manning. So, we're going to start off today with a lot of fun. I guess it's a lot of fun. There's a lot of good news. We got Charlie a new headset, meaning
Oh,
that we're going to be able to hear his crisp, angelic voice much
okay.
better. Yeah, talk for us, Charlie. Talk for us.
Okay. Now, welcome, guys. Pretty stoked for today. I won't spoil it, but I'll let Daniel do his intro, and then we will
Episode
go in what we have to go in.
122. 122 with Kyle Lysdale from GoonieWolfe. You most likely know of him, if not know him, from his extensive portfolio. Ooh, my chair just broke. His extensive portfolio in the fishing community and amazing artwork. But we're joined today by Kyle, which is going to be a lot of fun because we're going to jump into the art side of things as well, as the big bait kind of side of things, because we know that you are a glide bait fisherman, and we want to talk a little bit about that, or at least I personally want to talk about that because I would like to enhance, grow my skills in the saltwater world, and the next steps for me is getting more acquainted with glide baits. Do I have any right here? No.
And not
With
only that, but
working
like not only that, but helping out people who are listening too.
Oh yeah, the last time I was down there, I went out with C's and roped them on a tiny clash.
Dude.
It was fun. I think I got
He was
7 on the tiny clash.
he was out there.
Nice.
He's out there throwing big baits for calicos, man.
Hell yeah, it's dope. Dude, they were all over it. They fucking
Yeah.
saw so many fish. It was crazy.
I'm excited to slow it down with the glide bait for spotted bay bass. Just
Ooh,
to
did you see this?
see,
Did you see the spotty
yes, Charlie, did I see the spotted bay bass that
That-
Cody from Code Green caught? Yes, I've been looking at that. I'm stoked on it.
dude, that was sick.
Yeah,
That was sick. It's on
Okay.
it's on his new. I'm so bad with names, man. But it's one of his
It's
new
a-
lipless. It's a crankdown.
It's a
kind of like
crankdown from Caesar. not
It's
a
kind of
lipless,
like
but
a. What do you call it? The ones with the little short bills. What do you call those?
crank downs,
Like a
wake
square bill?
baits.
Square bill. There you go. Thank you, Luke. Yeah. So it's
I
pretty.
totally missed it. I'm gonna have to check that out.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
this
it's a
little
solid
one. It's I don't know what it's called either. It's a smaller bait, but they're dope. They're really dope.
If anybody in the chat knows, put it in the chat.
So before
All
we
right,
get
hold
too
on.
far into this, let's talk about
Take it over,
upcoming
Luke.
stuff
I'm gonna
in the
look it up.
community. Upcoming stuff in the community. This Friday night we have Dirt Dog tackle meet at Dirt Dog. So Bait Slingers is gonna have a booth there. We did it in January. Was it January, Charlie?
I think so.
January. It was.
I want to say
January.
January.
A lot of guys brought their families and their wives out. It was a really cool change of pace. So yeah, with Bait Slingers, we'll be out there. Also, Artemis Charters. We've had the charters on pause for about a month and a half now. Books just opened back up. We're going to be hitting it again this Saturday. DM me if you want to book a charter. What else we got going on, Charlie?
Dude,
we scheduled Glizzies.
I totally forgot. Oh, guys,
No.
don't. No, we didn't.
Glizzies, May 23rd.
May 23rd, dude.
I think so.
Kyle, if you get to
something like
if you
that.
get to come down on the 23rd of May, we have like a little pop up. What did Caesar call it? Guerrilla style pop up. We don't have no permits. We just make it happen.
Tell the
Man.
world, Charlie, blow us out before we even get there. Man, we do fun pop-up style we'll call them meet and greets or fish and come get a free hot dog. I cook hot dogs for people because it's fun to meet people and talk to people, but it's also a nice way to say thank you to the community because one, I forgot who I was talking to. It might have been last week's live, but basically we are who we are based upon the people
The
that
community.
want to rock with us.
Yeah.
So as a thank you to them, we hold glizzies at the ramp to promote that awesomeness in those people, and just as a big thank you. And you get a free hot dog, and you get to find like-minded people. Sometimes, it's hard to find people that are in your community to go fishing, but it's also, a place that we can all meet up, grab a hot dog, and find somebody to go fishing with, or you can still fish by yourself too.
And put some faces to names.
Yeah, that's dope.
Yes.
You said May
Yeah, that is
23rd?
May 23rd.
It might not be that, but it's whatever the Saturday is that weekend.
I think it was May
It's
23rd.
like Memorial Day weekend.
Okay.
So I did want to bring something up. I don't know if you guys seen, you guys out there, Bad News Bass just put out that Chomp on Soft Plastics tournament. Is it a tournament? I think it is a tournament, right?
Yes, it is a tournament
Yeah.
style. It's ran a tournament style, but you can catch fish on a shad presentation of their approval. You guys can see that on their page.
Kyle, you're familiar with these type of things, right? He does the chomp on shad. Talk a little bit about that. Like, what is it from your perspective?
Is he doing the soft bait one right now?
Yep, he is.
Yeah, so it's like there is no like region or anything. Like you can do it, you can enter it from wherever you live, it's wide open for everybody. And it's like you take a picture with your name written down, like, and whatever the code is for the actual tournament, and you obviously holding your fish. It's fairly easy to enter the tournaments and shit. It's dope.
Yeah, so pretty stoked. I signed up. I'm stoked on it.
Fishing?
Whenever I get my card.
Nice.
Because he does ship out a card. So I was pretty stoked.
Hold on, Charlie. What are you gonna throw? What are you gonna throw it on?
Oh, why you gotta put me on the spot like that?
Because I want an honest answer.
Well, I'm gonna start off with I really don't put me on the spot like that.
I don't know what's going on, but all three dogs have walked in the room. I got like a whole zoo in here.
But it's gonna be something soft, so stay tuned.
I added the URL to the chat, and I also posted it up here. But it starts Monday, March 23rd. It is Chomped on Soft Plastic. They have a list of soft plastics that can be thrown in freshwater and saltwater, what are approved, what is not approved. I am also sponsoring this. So I will be sending out.
So we're fishing slugs. Boys.
I'm not totally sure if you can or if you cannot, because there's a list of soft plastics that he approves.
So you're sponsoring it, but you may not be approved.
Correct.
No, I think he does
totally
approve
fine.
I think those are approved.
But beast hook style hooks, those twist lock hooks, are approved. So one of the things I need to figure out, it says, so this style of hook is approved if plastic is 5 inches. So if you're using a 6-inch slug or an 8-inch slug, I think those are approved.
Oh,
so those do count. So 5 inches or bigger. If plastic is 5 inches.
Are you gonna join, Luke?
I don't know. We'll see.
I mean, it's only a $6 charge for the card.
Yes. So, thank you, Charlie, for the clarification
cool.
there.
Yeah, I don't think he has a like cutoff on how big you can go with the bait.
Just how small.
It's usually how small you can go, but not how big you can go.
Nice.
Big old.
Ooh, you know what?
Big old 8-inch swim bait.
I'm going down the list right now.
Hey, Kyle, that got you going. You're like, I like big baits.
So the umbrella rig is allowed, but again, with 5-inch baits. And I'm just letting you know
Dude, I'm loading that up
that
with sugar
sounds
shakers.
that sounds like a really fun, really fun. Also, Luke, how dare you? How dare you take my how dare you take my idea? My rod downstairs right now has an MDRC rig full of 4-inch sugar shakers. Not applicable for the tournament, but it does have some for fun right now. I have 3 4-inch sugar shakers from Sudden Impact on that C rig, which is a ton of fun.
Well,
But
pretty
Right,
stoked for
listen.
it.
Listen, you maniacs, let's get into this.
hey, that's exactly what I was trying to say. Without
Well,
further ado,
I got one question. I want to talk about this real quick before we move on. Kyle, this is for you. I want to know. I want you to talk a little bit about
What was that?
your. I have to take something out of my pocket. Sorry.
Oh, you keep pulling out a letter or something?
So I wanted to talk about.
Did you say?
Hold on. Okay, stop. I want to talk about no cast shadow. Is it no cast no shadow?
Oh yeah.
Let's talk about that, man.
It's kind of on the back burner right now. I was like
Okay.
saving up funds to drop everything, and then life happens, and my wife and I have had to pay for a bunch of shit in the house, and like, so. But I'm not gonna drop let it die. I'm definitely gonna try and bring it, like actually bring everything into like physical form this year.
Yeah.
ooh, I like that. This year,
So what?
we're gonna hold you to it.
Hell
So yeah, I mean, if you guys haven't seen it, I suggest you guys go check it out. But it's a lot of cool designs. Very like your style, right? Kind of like I don't even know how to explain it, man. But super cool. So what's the message? What's the how to? Can you guys help me with this?
Just like
What's the
you
what's
know,
the message?
being
What's
not,
yeah?
No, this
Talk
is your
about
one
it.
question.
I know.
being, it's not even just for like, because I mostly fish from the bank, and so you want to be stealthy, bro. You can't be putting your shadow all over the water, and
Yeah.
we also fish at night a lot too, and so kind of like it goes into play with a lot of different things with fishing.
Yeah. Super
I like
cool.
it. I mean, as a trout fisherman growing up, one of the things with bank fishing was, hey, make sure that you're out of sight from these fish, especially with trout as they look up when they feed. They're more likely to see you before you see them.
For sure.
And honestly, I've kind of brought that over into spotted bay bass fishing because, like, recently it kind of hit me on, oh, I don't think I want to be all up in like, up here just like chucking baits and hopefully. And I was like, I'm gonna be a little bit more. I'm gonna start being a little bit more stealthy. And I think it has. Let's put it like this: I've started to be more stealthy. I feel like I've got an increase of bites. Coincidence? I don't know.
For sure. No, and you got to think about how, like, when you go swimming and you go under the water, how much better you can hear under the water.
Mm-hmm.
They can hear 20 times better than we can underwater.
Yeah.
So they're probably picking up on like every single little, like even us talking, they're picking up on that 50 yards away for sure, especially when your line's in the water because all the vibrations going down your line. So
That
the
makes
quiet,
sense.
the more quiet you are, and like the less prep, you're just trying to make yourself less
Noticeable.
visible.
Less big in a sense. Because a lot of the times
and I
it's
think
like
with the shadows too, like I think that your shadow affects them more than your actual physical presence, like seeing your body, because like birds of prey and
Yeah.
everything that is gonna try and eat a fish casts a big shadow.
Yeah.
I'm glad that you mentioned that because I was thinking to myself, so spotted bay bass are prey and predator. And I was thinking, I was like, man, what is a predator to a largemouth bass? Because when you live in both worlds, you do get this fight or flight mentality just out of, necessity. And so with those shadows, your shadow can look much bigger in general too. And so you don't know how big that potential predator is. And so, that's what spooks them. Boom.
Right,
I'm
right.
out. I'm out of here. I don't even want to see what that is. I'm out of here.
Exactly. I think sunglasses too, wearing big sunglasses when they can see your eyes.
Really?
Yeah, I think that's a big deal because
Yeah,
all predators or prey, they're looking for a predator's eyes.
They got big eyes. Yeah.
Think about a cat when I don't know if you guys have cats, but if you're fucking with a cat and you hide your eyes from your cat, they try and sneak up on you.
Really?
They immediately get like weary of what you're doing because you're hiding your eyes, And with the bass, I think it works the opposite way. When they see your eyes, I think that they think you spotted them. So wearing like giant sunglasses, which I wear like girl sunglasses and shit. So I'm like
He's like, ain't no bass seeing me, bro.
Up here, it's like diamond studded.
not like
But
that.
you know
They're
what?
like they're like square.
Yeah. Smaller frames.
I really like that conversation and that mentality going into it, because again, I'm a dog owner, so I try to learn stuff about dogs, just so dog etiquette and all that stuff. One of the things that triggers dogs is staring. So if you stare at a dog, that's considered aggression. And so I wonder if that's like the same thing, if they're like, oh, this thing's eyeing me, this thing's just dogging me. And then big and all that stuff. It's so crazy because there's so many different things that can go into fishing that are just such easy things to like not know. Because I mean, how would anyone know about animal etiquette if they're not out here looking or actively seeking out the information for that? But I have a quick question. Dem hands work. So he asked, do seals and dolphins eat spotties? I don't know about dolphins, but I know sea lions do. Sea lions will eat a lot of things.
I've
I would say-
watched them munch good sized spotties. I've
Porpoise
watched them play
probably
with
eat.
them.
I would say the dolphins probably eat them too, for sure.
They probably do.
Well, there's this weird thing, right? Where like if you're on the East Coast, like how out here on the West Coast, you're like, oh, we got a seal on the boat and the seal's gonna eat our fish. It's like that with dolphins on the East Coast. But I haven't encountered that with dolphins here. And I don't know. I'm not saying they wouldn't eat a spotty, but it's very possible there's so much bait fish that they're not going after that bigger stuff.
For sure. It's their diet. But I wouldn't put it past them,
Well, I think they'll take any meal.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think almost everything is an opportunistic feeder.
Exactly.
If they're hungry enough.
But I'm just saying from my personal experience, I've watched numerous seals not only eat spotties but play with them.
Oh man, the seals.
And I've never seen a dolphin. And I've probably seen more dolphins than seals on the water, and I've never had a dolphin hassle one of my fishing.
I also think that we downplay the sheer size of sea lions and dolphins. They're like 800 plus pounds.
For sure.
A spotted bay bass is a pound. That's 1/800th the size of these animals.
I'm not saying can't eat it. I'm saying it's kind of like that match the hatch thing, right?
Yeah, but what I'm saying is that we're talking about whether or not they're going to feed on bait fish. Why is a spotty just not potentially a larger bait fish? Because it has spines?
Because like I said, I've watched videos of the East Coast of them eating snook. Like they'll eat something massive. I'm not saying they don't have the ability to eat a spotty. I'm saying I've not only never seen them do it, I've never had them hassle the boat for one.
Maybe
Where on the East Coast they will hassle the boat.
It might be the size of the seal too. Maybe like the juvenile seals are the ones eating the smaller prey items within the tidal zone, and the big ones are the ones going after
the bigger. Yeah.
Because my my biggest white sea bass in Mexico. I don't even know how much it weighed. It was fucking huge. It was 40, 50 pounds.
Yeah.
And a sea lion got it, dude.
Yeah,
What?
I was just gonna say, like, they don't, like, I've seen juvenile ones eat spotties, like, and just like you said, I've had yellowtail where I've had like a 20-pound
Yeah.
yellowtail, and there's a sea lion just going after it.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's what's going on. Those bigger ones are going after the bigger meals for sure. But what do the juveniles do? Like no one, you know?
I've watched the juveniles eat spotties.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I've seen full grown, and I've seen juveniles eat them.
Yeah, that
I've
makes
never
sense
seen
that the smaller seals would be eating like shit in the rocks, you know, crabs and
Mm-hmm.
all that shit. Garibaldis or whatever the fuck they're
Well,
called.
but like in MDR, we don't really have that. It's just dock situations. So
Okay.
All right. I think we've touched upon this quite enough. Let's keep it pushing.
I could have gone.
As interesting it is to talk about the food source of dolphins and sea lions, I think we've exceeded the expectations here. I know you
Woo!
kind of, you transitioned into these glide baits, and that took on its own lifestyle and is what has shaped you into who you are today. And so I know you have been able to fish freshwater and saltwater. One of the things I wanted to ask you is, what, in your perspective, is something that has been transitioned or can be transitioned from fishing a saltwater glide or for a glide bait in the freshwater into saltwater? What is it? What are some of the tricks that potentially can cross over?
What do you mean by tricks? Like,
Or fishing styles and fishing habits? Is there a difference between how you're going to fish this in freshwater and in saltwater,
So
or are they
how do you tune? How do
similar?
you tune for fresh and how do you tune for salt?
for sure. So with salt, you just want to go as heavy as you can go with like your hooks and split rings, you know, all that shit, and your leader line. And I would say fishing in the salt, depending on how cold the water is, you're fishing a lot faster. Those fish are just way more reactive to glide baits and all that. So I would say overall you're just fishing heavier and faster. But it also depends on, like with largemouth fishing, it depends on where you're fishing, you know? So I would say like heavy current situations, you're fishing a lot faster than you normally would. But
is that
yeah,
kind of just because you don't have a choice because the current's moving so swiftly?
yeah, and the fish are like in heavier current, the fish just behave differently, you know?
They got more oxygen going too, probably.
Yeah, and I think that they're, depending on what river system you're fishing, they have more of an opportunity to leave the area and not see as many people, I guess, you know? So it's like, I think those factors definitely go into why they react the way they do. But yeah, current and salt water, you're fishing faster. Saltwater, you're going to be fishing heavier shit. But in the saltwater, I realized, like, you know, throwing the tiny clash. I think I threw a glide bait that day too. I can't remember, but it was exactly like largemouth fishing. I would find the lanes in the kelp, you know, open lanes where you could get a good shot and fish methodically every single open lane and open area that you can throw that bait. And those fish were coming up from like 20, 30 feet, bro. It was pretty crazy.
What were you guys fishing? I mean,
Where?
I'm like not exactly, but were you guys? What city were you guys? Were you guys San Pedro?
It sounds like they were in PV.
We were,
Okay.
I think when I went out with Caesar, we launched out of Long Beach and We were in front of the wall where all the like fucking freight.
Mhm.
Yeah, so like the Long Beach Wall.
Yeah.
Nice.
Now,
I don't know exactly because I don't know my fucking, like you
Yeah,
guys.
yeah, no, it's all good.
But it was.
so I kind of
As
want
long
to
as you
talk a little
said
bit
freights, I was
more
like,
about that day, because I find this interesting because there's multiple different aspects to calico bass fishing, whether or not you're fishing kelp stringers or if you're fishing structure. Did you happen to fish both, like the actual wall itself, or was it mainly kelp string or kelp fields?
It was both, definitely both. Like we fished the outside wall. I want to say there's like a pipe where there's a bunch of kelp
Mm-hmm.
around this pipe. We fished that a lot. We caught fish there, and then we fished the structure on the inside wall. There was we saw a lot of activity on the like the corners of the wall. Wherever the
Mm-hmm.
walls were coming to
definitely.
a point.
Yeah, yep.
But
Now, did you find yourself fishing different between structure wise as to where so let's do this, were you fishing different or were you trying to fish different from maybe the wall a little bit more to the point of the wall or the kelp?
yeah, because when we're pulled up on the wall, I want to get my bait as close to those rocks as I can. I noticed a
100%.
lot of the better fish when it's warmer, they'll come out of the rocks like right like 2 feet from the rock, from the shore. But when we were fishing the like more offshore stuff, I was definitely fishing deeper. And then I ended up switching over to a Colt Sniper and got a bunch on that too. I got my personal best that trip on a Colt Sniper.
Nice.
Dude.
Just dropping it down on the kelp bases and then ripping it back. And she followed it all the way back. And my homie Jack was with me. And I was like, "Oh shit! Look, that's a
Oh
good one,
shit.
bro." And I just dropped
Yeah.
the sniper back like right in her face, and she smoked it. It was sick.
Yeah, doing like a little slow pitch with it.
Yeah, but yeah. So the inshore shit, like on the wall, I would say like fishing as close to that wall as you can get it, and then methodically swimming that bait
Mm-hmm.
out through the kelp, that was producing the most bites for sure.
Got you
Yeah,
to where it kind of swivels into the kelp a little bit and then like chops out.
that's one of the cool things, and I'm pretty sure Caesar does this, but that's one of the cool things Luke does. He tries to get as close as possible to the wall, as safely, right, Luke, as safely as possible.
I mean,
But
sometimes not as safely. No, just kidding. Just
Yeah.
kidding.
Yeah, you gotta be willing to break or just lose the bait completely,
hey,
But
you have to.
otherwise, if you're too worried about your bait breaking or going
Oh,
bye-bye, you're not gonna catch
are
shit.
you really fishing?
Which,
Right.
Are you really
man,
fishing at that point?
that is such a difficult aspect of fishing to kind of wrap your mind around because it's like you spend so much money on these baits and you're like I don't want to lose this, but then it's like I
I'm
gotta fish it like I want to lose it to catch fish. Like,
Yeah.
oh,
I'm
that's
fully
BS.
committed to losing everything on my boat.
Man, even I've been doing it for so long, and I'll still put on a new bait, and I'm like, fuck. Do I really want to? Do I really want to fucking throw this
You
right
know, you
now?
know, I don't get like that at all. But what happens is like when I've just lost 3 casts in a row and I'm tied on the fourth bait, I'm like, I'm not tying on a fifth one.
Oh, I've stopped fishing.
Yeah.
I go, oh, 3 in a row. It's not my day today. Let's go get
Dude,
let's
and
go get
but
let's
it
go get a
happens
coffee
though,
and a
man. There's
burrito.
days where you don't lose a thing, and you're in the weirdest places, right? Like, how the heck did I take that bait out of that rock? And there's days it's like every rock is finding your bait, man. It's stuck.
That
Boom, you
happened to me
broke
the
off.
other day. I got my bait. Fortunately, I got the bait back, but like 3 casts in a row, I fucking snagged so bad where I was just like, I think I left, dog. I was like, man, I ain't having it today. Not my
It, I don't know. I feel like fishing is the equalizer, you know what I mean? Because it's like regardless of who you are and how many hours you have, you're still gonna break off. You're still gonna lose baits.
There's
Go, Luke.
with how often I'm at the wall, I'll go through so many trips where I don't lose a single bait. And then I'll have a trip where I'm like, this is stupid. I've lost so many today.
Yeah, it's, you build your confidence up and you're like,
I had
just
one
get
night where I
your ass
lost
handed.
like $300 worth of baits. And it's not like I'm throwing glide baits to like add up that tally. It's like legit $300 worth of like lead heads, beast hooks, and plastic.
Yeah.
All right. So you fish it out from the bank. Let's say I'm going out with you. We come up to the bank. What are we choosing? How do we choose? What are you looking for? Like, how do you assess like the depth, right? Like you're throwing, I mean, there's like a crank down, a glide, a wake. How do you figure it out when you walk up?
I would say you're like reading current. So if you're fishing a spot with current, you're going to want to find the current. You're going to want to find the current break where the fish will most likely be sitting within that to get their easy meal. Because that's where the biggest fish is going to be, where the easiest meals are, you know? And then depending on what lake or what river or what body of water you're fishing, the weather, I would say all the conditions factor into what I'm going to throw, you know, especially what kind of structure I'm going to be fishing, you know? So before I leave, it's like what the weather is like.
Yeah.
You know, what's the weather like? Where am I going? You know, so it's like all that shit factors into what I'm going to be throwing at said spot, you know.
Now, does color factor into anything that you're looking for? Or as you're approaching it and you
Oh shit. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah. Daniel, talk.
Daniel, your audio cut out. Yeah.
Yep. No. It was a good one. All right, come back. But yeah, let's talk about color. How do you feel about color?
People say that color doesn't matter, and I think a lot of the times if a fish is hungry, it's in your presenting your bait at the right time, you know, right place, right time type of thing, that it's not really going to matter. But these fish, they're like people, man. They get in a funk or whatever, you know, whatever mood they're in, depending on, and you know how it is. Like if one fish is feeling that way for whatever reason, like the fucking majority of them are, you know, it's like, if one of them's not biting, they're usually all like pretty fucking shy. Or if one's on it hot, they're usually all pretty hot, you know? So it's like, depending on that, and I would say pressure is a big thing. And dialing in the color when there's high pressure and that kind of shit is going to key you in on a lot more bites. But I would say that if you're trying to go catch a trophy fish wherever you're going, you know, do your research and find out what the most abundant bait source is, and try and match the hatch, or, you know, replicate what those big fish will be targeting in your body of water. And they're always going to be eating something different. You know what I mean? Like, no body of water is the same. All fish are fucking different, and they're all crazy, you know? So it's like.
So then,
crazy.
Well, sorry, can you guys hear me now?
Yep.
Perfect. So
Damn,
then
I can't hear him still.
Oh,
Guys?
really?
we could hear him.
Might be a you thing, Kyle.
Wait, can you hear
You're
him now?
laughing. Not,
No,
you're
I
laughing.
saw him mouth my
He's-
name.
All right, Charlie, just repeat my question.
That's funny.
So,
So,
All right, go.
do you think that
Do
the
you
bigger
think that
I
fish
the
still
bigger
can't hear him,
fish
bro.
are only ever going
are
to come
only
on
ever going to
I can't hear
natural?
Artemis either.
Oh, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Bro, this just became me and you.
Is it
Charlie,
my
tell
audio?
him to back out. I think it might be. Well,
It might
Kyle.
be him.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
He could hear me.
Exit
Do,
and
do
come
me a
back.
favor. Exit and come back.
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. How do I do that?
Just close it out and then like you add
reload
yourself like you did. Like
Back
when you
on
first started.
On the email, you mean?
Yep.
he can
Just exit it.
refresh the page
All right.
too.
Or
Refresh
just
the page will
refresh.
work.
Yeah.
All right, so you guys
The
can hear
wheels
me,
are
right?
falling straight off her.
Yeah.
You guys can hear me, Luke?
Yep.
Charlie? Cool. Well, in your guys' opinion, maybe Luke specifically, since do you think going as natural as possible or matching the hatch will catch you that larger fish?
All right.
I
I can hear
think-
you guys now. It was me.
I think at least in my experience and where we're fishing,
I'm gonna grab a beer real quick.
Handle.
My experience at our localized fishery is I hear a lot of people say, color doesn't matter, color's there to catch the fishermen. For all the times I've heard that, we've had a lot of nights where they're only wanting this one thing. Like I always tell you about the night they only wanted bubblegum pink. And as soon as we figured that out, we started catching them. We caught like 40 fish, ran out of bubblegum pink and couldn't catch any more fish.
Yeah, that
Well-
happened to us this last year on Topaz. The smallmouth were keyed in on shad, and it was a size thing too. So it wasn't
Yep.
just color; they were like keyed in on a 4.5-inch shad.
It's
specific.
fun. It's
But
funny that you said
once
that.
you get it, it's like boom, they're fucking on it. So
Mhm.
It's funny that you said that because we were fishing these little pink slugs, and I think we had some bigger pink paddle tails, and we started cutting the paddle tails down to that size and getting bit.
So, Kyle, you mentioned that the bigger ones are looking for common food that is in their water. Thus, as we all say, matching the hatch. Now, do you think that those big ones are only ever going to come on the most natural presentation? A lot of fishermen go, they're big for a reason, which is true.
right.
So
right.
does that mean that they're going to only ever bite the most natural presentation, or will some random chartreuse with a blacktail catch him?
In my experience, I've caught big fish on wild ass colors. So it's
Nice.
like I think that factors into what their mood is and how pressured the water is. For sure the pressure is a big thing. But yeah, it's their mood, definitely. I would
Yeah,
say.
what they're
that-
gonna key in.
Yeah.
Thank you. That just proved my theory. Not really proved it, but that helps my case that I make. One of the things that I say is, imagine you're looking at cheeseburgers for a month straight, and then like a lasagna goes by, or like something completely different goes by. Yeah,
Would
you can
never-
match the hatch, but if
I
they're
would
looking at
never
the
eat that
same thing,
lasagna. I'll go for
fine, a
cheeseburger
breakfast
number
burrito goes
500.
by.
Cheeseburger number 500 over that lasagna.
Well, and you're the one that's going to
Hey,
be
that was
caught on
like
the most natural
that was
thing.
like the most randomest food ever, huh?
But I wanted
That's what
something that was
said
completely
lasagna.
different. I wanted something that was different, but you know what I mean? To where it's like now you see something that's
That fool
different.
could have said a corn dog. That fool could have said like tacos.
Okay.
That fool could have said like.
You know how many
Lasagna.
foods? You know how many foods there are, Charlie? The reason I went with lasagna is because it's completely different from a cheeseburger. But it's
Ooh,
not
welcome
at
to
the
Time
same
of the
time.
Water,
It's almost
boys.
the same
I'm
thing.
sitting there watching these burgers, that lasagna goes by. I'm like, whoa.
I also think that is a condition of how pressured the body of water is. You know what I mean? Like, it can go either way. Like the body of water can be so pressured that those fish are going to be very fucking specific with what they're eating, to where they are going to take that 600th cheeseburger. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
But I've also seen instances where the body of water is pressured to the point where if you're throwing something different that they've never seen before, it might just be the one thing that fucking sets them off, you know?
I think that's kind of how some of the ponds over here feel.
Yeah.
Dude, it's insane. Like, so you go sometimes. I'm not.
This leads me into my next question, and I apologize, Charlie, to talk over you. Okay, Charlie, take it away.
No, I was just gonna say before you go. I was just gonna say, like, I don't fish freshwater like I fish saltwater, so I can't sit here and say like, oh yeah, it's pressured. You know, maybe I just can't catch freshwater fish at a pond. But it is hard, man. It is very hard.
Oh, I would imagine down there it's probably 10 times worse. But Reno is like, there's a lot of teenagers running around fishing ponds. So it's like you go to a pond and there's literally 10 other kids there.
Damn it.
Yeah, it's wild, bro. So you have to picking your time when you go is a huge thing. Like if you only have a certain amount of time every week to go fishing, you gotta pick. You can't go on a fucking Sunday unless that's the only time you can go. But
there's gonna be a lot of kids at the pond.
Yeah.
Dude, we found so there was this spot, right? There was this little creek, and it was unfishable. Huh?
What's it called?
I'm just gonna say it's a creek. I don't know. I don't know what the creek is called.
Drop the coordinates, Charlie.
Let everybody know. Put it in the chat real quick.
We don't gatekeep around here, Charlie.
Bro, this was last year. Anyways.
It was last year.
This was yesterday. You think I don't know where we're fishing?
Hold on, but the point was that it was very pressured. Luke, you got to fish that spot. It was very pressured, right? You couldn't fish comfortably because there was 10 lines in the water while you're trying to walk up. So it was hard, right? Like you're over here trying to fan cast and you can't because everybody's casting, over each other.
In front of you.
Yeah, like, dude.
Yeah, that's crazy shit.
That's crazy, dude.
Wild.
And this was like around like 10, 11 at night. Yeah, in the morning it's like
there 1 a.m, and it was like I can only cast straight. This is stupid. I'm leaving.
That's insane.
Crazy, bro.
And I'm telling you, it was a secret spot.
Kyle, it's a creek. It's a creek, bro.
And it was your secret spot.
Yeah, and that's the Cuddy spot, bro.
Like I've never heard anyone mention this spot out loud, and it was like But then
that's
again,
because apparently it's unknown.
Well, it's because it only takes 10 people to crowd it. Like most bodies of water can handle 10 people.
Hey, bro, it was a creek, bro. It was a creek.
Is it deep?
It's a deep creek, yeah. It's I don't know if it was like if you jump in, you're gonna freaking submerge, you know?
I didn't jump in, I'm not sure.
Is it in the city? Like within city?
Dude, it's an urban creek.
We can't.
Damn.
You're saying
Charlie's going to give too much away. There's going to be 12 people there tomorrow.
Yeah, my bad.
Charlie's like, it's at this intersection of two airports. You just go to where the planes are crossing.
Hold on. If you're watching this and you figure out what I said, hit me up. If you don't already know.
I kid you not. I think your audio switched from your headphones to your phone.
Why?
Or he's got noise canceling on his headphones and he's yelling.
That too.
I'm lit.
No, it just changed completely in audio quality. Yeah, if you guys know where it is and you figure it out, let me know because I don't know where it is and I want to go fishing. Try won't tell me apparently. But you hear it a lot in fishing that sometimes we give fish too much credit. And I wanted to know, Kyle, is if you think there's an area of fishing that is potentially too much of a focal point. Is there something where you think we're giving fish too much credit?
Daniel, that's a great question. It's well thought out, and I really appreciate you asking it.
And he goes, now it's stupid. Let's move on.
No, I like that. I like that. I'm so proud of you right now.
Thank you. I have a notebook.
I think that a lot of dudes get it in their head that the fish are, don't get me wrong, that the big fish are smart, but I think that people get it in their heads that they're smarter than they really are. We're fucking humans, man. You know, as long as you can figure out their fucking code and how to break that lake down and be quiet and sneak up on them, it's just like hunting, you know, you got to be quiet and really try. Because if you're not trying, if you're going with your homies and you guys are all being loud and you know what I mean, like that, you got to go alone, you got to go solo or with a buddy that's not really, you know, you split up or whatever. And you fucking break down the water, dude. It's just, you know.
That's a very good point that you bring up, because if you go fishing with somebody, most of the time you're not fishing together, right? You're kind of like in the same vicinity. If you're really fishing, right? Like, let's be honest, we're not going to just chit chat. We're fishing, you know, we're trying to break it down like you said. But most of the times, like, we're not talking, man. Like, right. I'm breaking down my section of water, right? While somebody else is breaking out the other section. So it's very interesting that you bring that up, because it happens all the time, even on the boat.
I think, yeah. And doesn't matter what kind of fishing you're doing. If you're taking it serious enough where you're like setting goals for yourself and really taking the time to do your homework and find your own spots and, you know, fish your own water and figure it out for yourself, you're already there. You're already fucking there. So, you know, so it's like, that's when you start getting dialed in, and then it's just kind of like dominoes, you know, once one falls, then you kind of figure it out for the rest of them. And I can say that with confidence because we travel a lot for murals, and damn near everywhere we've gone, I've thrown swim baits and caught big fish, you know, like.
Nice.
So you definitely have to put in your homework and do research before you fucking travel somewhere. And, you know, like, but it's possible everywhere as long as you're willing to put in the time and the mental, you know, get in that headspace. But to bring it back to what Daniel was saying, I think that's where people are giving the fish too much credit, and then you're getting in your head too much, and that can be like a deterrent on your confidence in fishing. And as long as you're,
I like that,
you know, try hard, dude. Have fun though, but try hard. And you're,
yeah. And I could honestly say, like, when you go out fishing, you know, once you can get confident on a bait and just, you know, you always throw it, right? And then it doesn't work anymore. And then you find yourself like not catching fish. Well, maybe it's time to change that bait. I was like that for a long time, where it's like, I got my confident bait, you know, but then it started getting like, well, this isn't working anymore. So I got to figure out something else. And I did, you know, but I'm a little bit more confident throwing other things. Like I'm not just stuck on one way now, but you have to go out there and try, you know, definitely try. Yeah. I never thought we'd be throwing wake baits, Luke, but we did, and we caught some fish. I didn't know anything about a wake bait, bro.
It's so crazy to me that it almost seems still so untapped down there with the like big baits and the saltwater fish you guys have. You know,
I think
it was interesting because we went out and Caesar let alone Caesar was throwing like a fucking. He was throwing like
10-inch trucha.
He
10-inch
was
trucha.
throwing like a 10-inch trucha and a big ass depths, and he had probably like a 6-pound sand bass like swirl on his depths.
Dude.
And he like, other than that, it was pretty slow for him, but I was throwing the tiny clash and they were fucking all over it, dude. So like,
So how are you fishing that?
The tiny clash, I was cranking it down, so I cast it towards the rocks, like right up in the rocks, and you want to be mindful of those rocks, but once you get it clear of the rocks, you crank it down to like maximum depth, and then you just kill it. And, give it like a good jerk bait, fucking couple jerks, and then crank it again, like high speed, fucking burn it.
Boom.
How deep you think
and
it's
then
going?
kill it, dude. And those fish would just come out and smoke it. It was dope.
How deep do you think it was going?
I was fishing it probably 4 to 7 or 8 feet in that kelp. And that, like I said, they were coming like 20, 30 feet up. A lot of them were like suspended in the kelp, but I was watching fish come up out from the bottom to come and hit it. It was cool.
So, sorry to change kind of pace. I do have a little bit of art questions. 'Cause, I mean, one, you're absolutely known for the art that you have done and the art and the profile that you have, portfolio that you have created for yourself. And you've worked with a lot of big names. I wanted to know, is there potentially a company or somebody out there that you go, man, I would love to create something for them?
Fuck.
I'm like, whoa.
I hadn't even thought about that. I don't know. I mean, it would definitely be cool to do some shit for like the classic, or like some big tournament, but I don't know, man. It's never really like a thing for me to target certain companies or want to do. It always kind of just falls on my lap, and I like the way that happens organically, because in my position, it always ends up becoming a friendship. You know what I mean? So,
and potentially just a better end piece too, because there's a little bit more
leeway.
I would say drive from both parties potentially.
Right.
Or interest level potentially.
Yeah. But yeah, I would say like probably a big, like the classic or like design.
That would be so cool, by the way, if they were just like, hey, let's run it.
Dude, I'd be like, fuck yeah, dude, let's go.
Let's do it. I was gonna ask you, Kyle, I know you work with Elude. I know you guys have a bait together, right?
Yeah, I did 2 for him.
Nice. So you painted it or you designed it?
I designed the bait.
Oh, nice. Oh, yeah,
they're dope. One of them is the goongill, and then the other is the slimer trout. Cause up here, the stalker, like little stalker trout, we call them slimers. So we call that bait the slimer, but they're dope. He has lipless versions of them. There's lipped versions. The goon is a 2-piece. It's just a 2-piece bluegill. And then the slimer is a multi-piece bait. So it's like, I think it's
whipping it out. He's whipping it out.
It's 3 pieces. This is the one with the lip, but
that's dope. Nice.
He has a lipless version too. I like the lipless version better. But they're cool. They have like a pocket in the joint that I designed, and it has like a pipe cleaner in there that you can take out, and you can put like a scent in there and then put the pipe cleaner back in and it'll hold it in there.
Oh, that's
Dude.
So-
Have you thrown that in a salt?
I have not, dude. That's a good idea.
There you go.
Thrown this in the salt. I'm always
Elude in the
Baja,
salt.
though. I'm like,
I'm pretty sure it's gonna get bit, bro.
Oh, for sure, for sure.
I'm pretty sure it's gonna get bit.
Yeah, definitely. I can get a. I'll be able to get a dodo on this, no doubt. Like,
Oh yeah.
you could throw a fucking flip flop with trebles on it out there and smash the mahi.
Someone's gonna hit it.
Yeah, this is what I got my PB mahi on.
Ooh, that's dope.
On the home painted.
Hell yeah.
Phew.
From shore or were you?
Dude,
Oh, that
in Mexico?
I was in
Insane.
Mexico.
Oh shit.
Oh,
That's dope.
dude, that was a big bull. Was that the big one?
So,
Yeah.
quick question, Kyle, because we're on the topic of it. You just showed us your bait that you designed. When designing a bait, what is the action you're looking for, or is it more profile? Because as a bait maker myself, I'm trying to work on this quote unquote formula and then be able to manipulate it from there. Profile, action, color. And the thing is, color potentially can be dropped. Whereas what gets bit? Is it the profile, or is it the action, or is it a marriage between them both?
I think if you catch the fish off guard, like a reaction strike, it's the action. But if they're hunting that, it's the profile. You know what I mean? They're
Good. Okay. I like that. I like that. Thank you.
Taking notes.
And with my baits, like this big one, I originally designed it with the lip because I used to fish at night, like almost primarily, and I designed this bait with that intention, you know. So it was originally designed to just cruise on top at night like a rat. You're just gonna fish it hella slow on top, and then Lendl ended up doing the lipless version, and they're fucking dope. They're like, he does some really realistic paint jobs on them, so it's like at that time, you know, you're fishing a real slow lipless multi-jointed bait, they're gonna go for the profile, but they're gonna go up to it and definitely take a look at it. So I would say the color goes in too. But and then the glide, they're the bluegill bait that I designed, like this is like pretty much a pond hopper, like little cutty spot bait, you know, like a lot of urban fishing around here. So I designed it like with that in mind, like going to a park or you know, whatever kind of pond you're gonna pull up on, throw a bluegill.
Yeah.
Usually your bit.
So I was gonna ask you, have you ever fished Lake? I'm gonna probably butcher the name, Lake Baccarat.
Yeah, hell yeah. I'm going back in at the end of April.
Dude, is that really like the land of the giants?
Dude, there's no other place.
He's like, there's no other place I want to be.
I grew up in Baja fishing saltwater, and like compared to bass fishing, like I would pick the salt over bass fishing any day. But
in Mexico.
Yeah, but after going to Baccarat, it's a pretty hard throw up, man. That lake is fucking insane. So when we were there, the water was 91 degrees.
Oh.
Yeah, we were fishing like big soft plastics and giant spinner baits, real fucking slow on the bottom, like 30 feet of water. But, you know, you figure it out and you're on them, you know.
What's your biggest bass out of there?
914.
Nice.
Yeah, we were there for 4 days, and I honestly had a couple that were easily fucking way bigger than that, you know. Like,
yeah.
One of them bit my spinner bait in half. I thought it broke me off. It jumped right next to the boat and shook, and I was like, damn. I looked at Gerardo, our Pongero. I was like, that was like a 13, bro. And his eyes were wide. I got my line back, and my fucking knot was still on the leader. She bit the spinnerbait in half, and I just got the leader with the knot like perfectly tied at the end of it. It was fucking crazy. I didn't know that they had that much bite pressure, you know?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Because it was a brand new spinnerbait. I think I caught 2 fish before that one. But yeah, Bacharach, if you have a chance to go to Bacharach, it's unlike any experience I've ever had, ever. It's fucking Disneyland for sure. But you definitely need to know what you're doing.
Yeah.
Some novice fisherman going down there, like, yeah, you might catch a 10 or, you know, but it's still hard, dude. You still gotta know. And they don't guide you. Like Gerardo, we went with this dude Gerardo who has like a 26 or a 22-pound bass, bro. He has like easily world record status bass. Just never, like, he's a fucking goat herder with his brother and shit, you know, that helps Josh.
Yeah.
So it's like they're the like what's the word? The culture around bass fishing is just different. They eat them.
Yeah.
Shit, you know?
Yeah.
And
it's like food. I mean, everybody I talk to about fishing is like, oh, so you keep them? I'm like, no, I don't keep everything I catch. You know, hey man, I work with people that don't fish. When I catch a big fish, I try to brag to these people, and they're like, "Was it good?"
Yeah,
no, it wasn't good. I threw them back.
Yeah.
Did you eat some tacos? Did you get some tacos out of that?
Right, Luke?
Yeah, but so Gerardo, like, he wouldn't. You're not getting guided. Like, he wouldn't pull up on the spot and be like, "Okay, you need to cast here and this and do that." Like, he would just bring us to the spot and be like, "All right, you know, like,
do what you gotta do."
Yeah,
Start fishing.
So it's tight. You get to break down the lake how you want. You get to fish where you want. It's a cool experience.
But you can't just walk up to it, huh? You can't just go and fish. Can you?
If you have family that lives there, or you know what I mean, like, probably, I would assume, like.
Yeah, but if you don't know anybody, it's probably not a place you want to be by yourself.
Yeah. I wouldn't be traveling there by myself, you know. But they
hey guys,
take care of you, and
yeah.
It's like I grew up in Mexico, in Baja, but I went to school in mainland Mexico too, so. It's never really like bugged me as long as you're not doing stupid shit. No one's really gonna fuck with you, you know?
Yeah.
Like, and I think
that's why we can't go.
What you mean?
No, even then,
we do stupid stuff.
You get
not like that though.
Shuttle, and they bring you straight to the lodge, bro. So,
hold on, whoever's listening to this, don't believe this guy. We're just clowns, bro.
Daniel, stupid.
We're just clowns, bro. No, but I've seen videos of it, man. I think I went deep into your page and saw some cool footage of. I think you were fishing there too.
Yeah,
but
it was fun. I think our best bag was it was 48 for 5.
Whew.
It was nuts.
That's crazy.
That's a big bag for fresh water.
Yeah, it was.
That's a big bag. That's a big bag for anywhere, Charlie.
It was insane, dude. It was really fucking crazy. It's definitely worth it. And don't let anything about Mexico, like, if you're thinking about going, like, none of that shit is real, dude. They pick you up from the airport in a shuttle. They got beers waiting for you in the fucking shuttle. They shuttle you to the lodge.
Dude, I must say, people down there take care of you, man. I mean, I've never been fishing out down in Mexico, but my wife's from Mexico, and we went down there, man. We was taken care of, man. You know?
Yeah. Not even like just fishing, like, lodge wise, dude. Like, anywhere you stay or anything like that, if you're nice to people and you know, they're gonna fucking take care of you for sure.
Yep.
No doubt. Especially in Baja, dude. Baja's like way different from the mainland. It's like I would say it's more like islands, like laid back, like island shit, you know. And in Baja, everyone is the nicest people you'll ever meet, you know.
For sure. So, real quick, I think we're coming up to an end, but if you had one rod and one bait to take, what would it be? Just
Take
one
where?
rod and one bait. Anywhere. You only had one rod to keep and one bait to keep. And one reel, of course.
We're going surprise fishing. We're blindfolding you. We're not telling you where you can go grab something real quick.
All right, I'm grabbing my my DRT Artex, the R2, my Tiny Clash rod, and I'm getting a Tiny Clash, and we're gonna fucking work, bro.
Somebody said Tiny Clash. Who is read that, Daniel? I can't read it. Stayer at Stayer Brinkley. He said
that's
Tiny
my cousin,
Clash,
bro.
Oh, hilarious! Yeah, he goes Tiny
He
Clash,
answered-
lock me in.
He answered before you even said something. He's like Tiny Clash all day.
Hell yeah, he knows what's up.
So, Luke, you want to ask your question? Only two
No.
this time.
I want
Only
you to
two
ask
this
it.
time. All right. Before I ask you this, what's your
you
biggest?
you can also, when Charlie asks you, you can feel free to say no comment because he's gonna put you on the spot. He's your
No,
judge.
I'm not. No, I'm not. All right, Kyle. What's your biggest freshwater? What's your biggest largemouth?
914 in Mexico, and then a northern is a 7.3, and then my biggest smallmouth is a 5.27,
Dude, that's a big one.
and I would say my biggest freshwater spotted bass is probably like 4.
Which one's your favorite out of those?
Smallmouth all day.
I'm gonna ask you this real quick. Do you feel like you have to say like, "Oh, that was in Mexico"? Do you feel like it almost counts differently being in Mexico?
I would say it. I kind of rank my fish more on region, but so many people are going to tell you if you go and catch a 13-pounder in Mexico, it doesn't count. But you're fishing, bro.
That's kind of like my
so
thing.
if I
People
go to
go,
Florida and catch a 13, it doesn't count because it's Florida. There's as many in Florida as there is in Mexico. You know what I mean? Like,
that's my thing, right? When people go like, "Oh, well, it doesn't count. It was in Mexico." It's like, well, then what did I go there for? Am I saving up this money and making this trip for stuff that doesn't count? Come on.
Right. Yeah. I personally like to break it down by region. So my southern bass personal best is 914. My personal best northern is 7.3.
Dude,
That's solid.
But I mean, those are big fish.
I can get behind you're talking about region because especially with largemouth bass, there is a different standard depending on, northern, western, eastern, south.
Yeah, but I'll take it back to when we first started talking about Mexico, right? You can't just pull up to this lake and expect to catch a big ass fish. You got to know what you're doing.
I understand. It doesn't go without
I'm just
saying.
talking about in general, right? Like people saying, "Oh, that doesn't count." Well, let me see you go try to catch this 9-pound fish, and then maybe we can talk. But if you don't catch that 9-pound fish, it don't matter where you go, man. It still counts.
I think you're also kind of stunting too. If you're like, no. I know the different regions and the different sizes. So up north, 8 pounds, down south, 10 pounds. You know what I mean? And so you're showing your knowledge of like what the kind of the regional average and regional bigs are, and then you're like, yeah, no, I've done it in all the regions.
Yeah, and even then, like it changes a lot within like the regions within the regions. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
it's
from
crazy.
state to state,
different genetics.
Yeah,
absolutely,
different genetics. Good one.
But
all right, go, Daniel. Sorry.
No, I was just
wrap it up,
touching
Charlie.
upon it because we've had a couple of people now from different states talking about their kind of their state I don't want to say capabilities, but kind of ceiling, like
Yeah,
Well,
it's a
it's
ceiling
like,
for sure.
yeah, there are shots to potentially beat it, but there are, relative ceilings to where it's like, yeah, our state record is like 6 pounds or 7 pounds. There's a good chance that, that's the ceiling
That's
right there.
yeah.
Right. And I
Yeah.
think that the only thing that's going to break that ceiling is tiny environmental changes, like
Hmm.
circumstances. You know what I mean? I've noticed that a lot of the freshwater lakes that are producing these bigger fish are somehow geologically charged from a spring, or you know what I mean? Like
Mhm.
it's
And
fucking
and
crazy.
trout stocking. No.
Well, I mean, up here in the north, in Nevada, we have a lot of like native trout, so we get that anyways. But yeah, where you guys are, the like fucking unnatural stocking of trout is going to be that environmental circumstance without a doubt. But up
Well, I
here,
want
like,
to say they might also not be native bass.
right, but like
Oh, that's a good point.
even up here in Nevada, the non-native bass are bigger in the geologically charged lakes. It's weird. I think Clear Lake is even has a natural spring.
Mhm.
And
Oh.
to me, in my theory is that it's the like minerals in the water. Like some shit it's different, dude. Something's different, and it's making that change in the fish.
Getting them bigger, bro. Getting them bigger.
Now, so the question is, well, I mean, we can keep talking about this.
Yeah, let's say we got to
Uh,
schedule a part 2 if we're going to keep talking about this because it's time to wrap
yeah,
it up,
we're
fellas.
already over our hour, which is, one, thank you, and I appreciate you staying on. And again, I could keep talking. I have so many different questions because especially when it comes to breaking down the environment and potentially what goes into the search of a big, because
Yeah.
everybody wants a big, everybody, whether or not it is traveling for something like that and taking a trip of a lifetime, kind of like what Luke was saying, what you were saying, like if I go over here and catch a large, fish, does it count? Does it not count? Kind of thing. But there also goes into a lot of breaking down situations where it's like, well, does this fishery even hold the possibility, whether or not it's environmental changes? The next question I was going to ask is basically, is it environmental changes with a oversaturation of potential food, or because I know in some situations where the overpopulation of prey fish kind of thing can outpopulate the predators and then like kill the ecosystem. But that will be on next episode. This was the cliffhanger the whole time.
All right. Real quick, Kyle, nominate 2 people. You don't have to if you don't want to, but nominate 2 people that we could invite on this live that you would want to see.
Shit.
Yeah.
You guys should get Jack on. Have you met
Jack.
Jack?
Jack.
Ball.
Jack Ball? What's his
Yeah.
Instagram?
Hold on. I can't remember.
We can also get that from you later too, by the way.
Hold on.
Jack.
All right,
He's,
Jack, you've been nominated.
He's me and Caesar's good friend. He's from the Delta, dude. He's a fucking hammer.
Dude.
Typical.
Have we have anybody from the, what is it?
Typical Jack.
Typical Jack. All right, I'm coming for you, typical Jack.
I've seen his work.
I would say the other one. My boy Anthony from up here in Reno, he makes baits too. You guys should have him on too.
Right.
All right, Anthony.
Check Baits is his
Check Baits.
Instagram.
I did see some stuff on him when I was going through your page. All right,
Yeah,
Check Baits. We got you. All right, guys, if you stayed on this long, we appreciate you guys. Kyle, thanks for hopping on. We appreciate you for hanging out with us. And guys, We love you guys, but what fuels it all
Actually-
is our love for fish. Yeah.
Plug your socials real quick before we end.
Oh,
Where can we find you?
GoonieWolfe on Instagram, GOONIEWOLFE, and Cast No Shadows also on Instagram.
boom. All right, guys. What fuels it all is our love for fishing. We'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.
All right, thank you.
Later, guys.
Out.
Thank you, guys.